It all started with a dream.
Hey guys, so my name is Derek. I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about golf and how to swing a golf club appropriately. So with all the golf clubs you have in your bag, you're going to want to make a few adjustments with each club, with each range of clubs, so you get the proper ball striking. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take a lob wedge, I'm going to take a 7-iron, and I'm going to take a driver, and I'm going to show you the different types of setups that you need to hit the ball appropriately. So in a golf bag, you typically have your driver, which is the club that you're going to use off the tee. It's the one that's going to go the furthest. You also have your woods that you hit off the fairway. You have your irons that you also can hit off the fairway, depending on how far you are out. Then you have your wedges, and then of course your putter. So with your irons, you have typically it's about a 4 to 9, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for your irons, and then you have your wedges, which is typically a pitching wedge, sand wedge, gap wedge, lob wedge, and then of course your putter. So you're going to want to use your wedges when you're right around the green, or maybe 100 yards in. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to start with the lob wedge, which is the shorter club that you're going to use when you get closer to the green. I'm also going to demonstrate a 7-iron, which usually carries about 180 yards, and then I'm going to use the driver, which you're going to use off the tee, that carries, depending on some factors, about 280 yards. Okay, so yeah, let's get into the video. Alright, so what we have here is what is called a lob wedge. So this has 60 degrees of loft. This is something that you're going to want to use when, again, you're probably about, let's say, 60 to 70 yards away from the green. But it's also a helpful tool when you're right up against the green. So this is a club that you're not going to want to take a huge full swing with. It's usually a bit of a half swing and a half finish. So let's get into the video. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about how to hit this lob wedge. Alright, so here we have our lob wedge. So I'm going to go ahead and take a half swing. And again, that's about a 60-yard shot. So now I'm going to go about halfway back. And this might actually be a little bit further than I wanted to go back. But again, about halfway. You come through. And again, I got a little carried away on the follow through, but you're going to want to do a half follow through. Alright guys, so I chose this picture to kind of demonstrate the loft and the carry of the certain clubs. So as you can see, the pitching wedge right there, what I just hit was a lob wedge that would be right under a pitching wedge. So really like the most loft they're going to get and the least carry. For my next swing, I'm going to hit a 7-iron. As you can see by the picture, the 7-iron doesn't quite have the loft as a pitching wedge, but it does go quite a bit further. You're going to want to play that a little bit more forward in your stance and go a little bit at it harder, as far as a little bit more of a full swing, but not quite a full swing. So let's get into the video of how to hit a 7-iron. Alright guys, so this is the 7-iron. I'm going to freeze it here because I want you to notice that I'm playing a little more forward in my stance, not completely at my back foot like I was the lob wedge. So again, I'm going to take not a full swing, but a little more than a half swing. And that's the 7-iron. So this is again the 7-iron from a different view. I'm going to pause it there so you can see the backswing a little more than halfway. But notice the follow through is a full backswing. Or full follow through, excuse me. Alright, so here we have the driver. Again, this is going to be the biggest club in your head, in your bag. Notice how big the head is there. You're going to also want to tee this up. And again, this is a driver that can go anyway. A club that can go as far as 280 yards. Some of the pros nowadays are hitting it well over 300 yards. So this is what you're going to want to use on the par 4s, the par 5s, any of the longer holes. All right, last club here, the driver, the biggest club in the bag. So I'm going to pause it there. I want you to notice I'm playing it pretty far forward in my stance off my front foot. And take a big full swing at it and hit it. And then, again, this is the driver from a different view. I'm going to pause it here. I want you guys to notice I'm taking a big full backswing. And then I'm going to come down and notice the follow through. Alright guys, so that's how you hit the 3 clubs. Now you can go out and try it yourself. Leave me some comments and let me know how it goes.
Mr. Music.